don't even know if I can, so I should probably check that. Hi, I'm Julia.
I'm Madison.
So we figured for Armadillo Vet Chronicles episode 1, we would kind of give you a little bit of an idea of how we got into vet school. So we're both going into second year. We spent one whole year here at the Clinical Skills Building, and it's been a pretty awesome year. But we're not always here, believe it or not. So I have a little bit of an unconventional story. I have done 6-7 years of university prior to this, something like that. I started at the University of Lethbridge, where I got my bachelor's degree in psychology focused in animal behavior. It took me 5 years instead of 4 because I did a lot of co-ops. So I worked for AgCan with cattle, I worked at Waterton National Park with bears, I worked in Costa Rica for a month volunteering with sloths, and I also did a research project with one of the professors at the University of Lethbridge looking at the behavior of songbirds. So I've kind of been around the block a few times when it comes to animal studies. That's what I thought I wanted to do at the time, was focus on animal behavior, but after a while I decided that it didn't really interest me in the way that I thought it would, so I kind of had to come up with a new life plan. That was probably about October before I graduated in December, and my family told me, well, you know, you kind of always wanted to be a vet. I had always thought, you know, I don't really know if I have what it takes. But there were some life events that happened around the time, and I figured that, you know, I should at least give it a shot. I think I'm strong enough to deal with some of the difficult aspects of veterinary medicine. So November, before I graduated that December, I decided I was going to pursue vet school. This was after 4.5 years of university, so I didn't have half of the prereqs I needed to actually get in. So I looked at my options, and I ended up coming up to the University of Calgary to do the rest of my prereqs. So I was up here by December the 16th, exactly about 1 month after I decided I wanted to be a vet. I lived in a hotel for 3 days while my very supportive parents decided to move up to Cochrane to help support me. So they purchased a house, and like I said, thankfully I was only in a hotel for 3 days before I moved into our new place, and got a job at a vet clinic in the southeast of Calgary. So I was doing a pretty long commute every day while I did my prereqs. I applied for vet school the first year I could. I only applied for UCBM. I did not apply to WCBM because I do not have my physics, and it would have taken me an extra year if I wanted to get that. So that was my backup plan. If I didn't get into UCBM the first time around, I was going to go back, take the year, get my physics up to date, and be able to apply to both. But thankfully, I was offered a spot after the interviews we had in March. I was offered a spot in June, and I've been here ever since, and now I'm working here through the summer, so this is just my life.
So I have a bit of a more conventional story. So I did actually the full IB program when I was in high school, so I actually got a lot of transfer credits coming out of high school, and things like English and history and all kinds of random things. And so when I went to university, I was actually started in a specialization in psychology program. And because I didn't have to take English and all that kind of stuff, I actually was able to take a lot of my prereqs in my first year. And I decided that I wanted to pursue veterinary medicine sometime in the middle of my first year at undergrad. And so I switched into the U of A's animal health program. So they have a program that's actually dedicated and is a pre-vet program to actually help streamline people to get their prerequisites to go to vet school. So I switched to that program, and it is a fantastic program. If you are in high school and you're looking to go into vet med and you are looking for somewhere that is a pre-vet program, I highly, highly, highly recommend the animal health program at U of A. The professors are fantastic. You will have the time of your life, and it is just generally really awesome. Anyway, so I did my second year in animal health, and because of the way that my schedule worked out, I had one prerequisite left, and so I did a third year at the U of A in animal health again. But I found that year that I did was very useful coming into vet school, because I had already taken a lot of classes like general physiology, reproductive physiology, and metabolic physiology, which is basically what you cover in first year at vet school. So I thought that was really helpful. But yeah, anyway, I applied in the winter of my third year, and I managed to get a position after the interviews in March. And again, like Julia said, we got our phone calls in about June, and yeah, it was a good feeling getting that phone call. But yeah, I also had planned to take another year and do physics and apply to WCVM if I didn't get it in my first try. But yeah, if you're looking to
So that's all we had for you in episode 1. We didn't want to make it too long. We figured just kind of keep it short and sweet, give a little bit of background so you guys can start to get to know us. We're not quite sure exactly what we're doing through multiple episodes at this point. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants, but quick tete-a-tete, we decided that we're probably going to talk a little bit about the application process in episode 2. So for those of you that are really looking at the pre-vet program, I know there's a whole bunch of potential first years that have already gone through the whole process, but I know that class of 2021 applications are starting to come up this fall, so hopefully we can give you a little bit of insight.
Shouldn't it be 2022?
We're
2020.
We're 2020.
So next
class
year,
of 2022.
yes,
She's the smart one,
Yes.
by the way.
2021s.
Yeah.
You're gonna be here in 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months.
Anyway, we're going to give you some tips and tricks. If you can count, you're probably already doing better than me.
Yeah.
And
Math is hard.
Math is hard. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. See you guys later.